Hello, and welcome to my channel. So, for today's video, aka my first video, I am going to do a weekly reading vlog because those are one of my favorite things to watch, and I'm going to be reading anyway, so I might as well take you along with me. And the books that I am currently working my way through are Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. And this book I've been in the middle of for a while because when it comes to nonfiction, I definitely read it slower because I want to like fully absorb it and take notes and annotate it. But I am really enjoying this, and I am on page 266 out of 360, I believe. So I could realistically finish this week, and maybe that will be one of my goals. And then I am also reading Zodiac Academy number 6. I believe this one's called Fated Throne. Yes, Fated Throne on my Kindle. I have been working my way through this entire series on Kindle Unlimited, and it is destroying me. Destroying me in the best way possible, in the sense that so much is happening, and like I can't even put it into words how many emotions I have felt with this series. Like, I have gone through every single emotion you could possibly like think of. I will be giggling one second and then I will be screaming and crying the next. So this is actually what led me to want to start filming reading vlogs, is because I just have like the most insane reactions, and I love watching other people read books that I've already read and like seeing their reactions. And so you will see me pick this up, definitely, and you will see me like screaming, crying, losing my mind. And so I hope you're ready for that ride and ready to come on that ride with me. So normally I am a big mood reader. I don't usually have like a set TBR because I know I won't always follow it. But if that's something that people are interested in seeing, like monthly TBRs, I can absolutely do that. I just can't promise that I'll follow them because my mood changes all the time and I never know what I want to read. So like I said, I've been going through this for a couple of months because I've been reading it slowly. I usually have one nonfiction book going at a time that I read through slowly, as I mentioned before. And then I usually have something on my Kindle that I read before bed because I like reading with the lights off, and this is usually something that is a little bit easier to like process, but it still has me hooked, aka this. And then usually I'll have like a third book, or sometimes I'll have a third book of a harder, or not hardcover, physical copy that I'm taking off my physical TBR because I need to get through my physical TBR. I'm not sure if we will start a book from my physical TBR in this video, but stay tuned and we will see. So I just spent about 20 minutes reading Zodiac Academy on my Kindle, and I am loving getting to see the heir's siblings for the first time, like in this book, and getting to see them at Zodiac is really fun, and just, oh, the found family is so good, it's so good. So yeah, that's my update for now. I am gonna go finish my laundry, and then I am tutoring downtown at the public library. So if no one shows up to get writing help from me, then I will be reading. So stay tuned. It is many hours later. It is like 5:30. Not that the time really matters to you, but I decided that I am going to start a book that has been on my physical TBR for at least 3 years. Yep, 3 years. And I like want to read it. I just something is always like screaming my name more. Sorry, I'm placing my camera very precariously on top of a cup. But If He Had Been With Me, by Laura Nowlin. I don't even really know what this book is about, but I want to read it. I don't like to know a lot about books going in. Sorry, I keep looking at the viewfinder. I don't usually like to know a lot about a book going in. I avoid spoilers of like any and everything at all costs. So, I'm reading the back. Oh, this seems right up my alley. Autumn and Finn used to be inseparable, but then something changed, or they changed. Now they do their best to ignore each other. Sounds right up my alley. So, oh my god, I'm sorry. The way that I'm like sitting in my bed means that this book has been out of frame, but here she is. I'm gonna start reading this and then charge my camera a little bit, and I'll be back. Hello! So, the last time we talked was last night, and I was starting If He Had Been With Me. I read like 60 pages and then got distracted and watched TV for the rest of the night. Or actually, I read a little bit of Zodiac before I went to bed, and so I'm about 70% through that. Yesterday was not the best reading day. I spent the majority of my day watching Temptation Island on Netflix because I just needed something that like was not gonna require any brain power, and that like I didn't have to do the work of imagining, like it was just there for me, and it was stupid, and it like I could half pay attention. Something that we will chat about a little bit later, or that you will see later in this video, is that I am currently in my final semester of college and I am student teaching. So I am using my brain all the time, and I am exerting a lot of energy like all day, every day when I'm teaching. So yesterday was like my reset day of like no thoughts, head empty. But today I am hoping that I will get a good amount of reading done, so I am just going to continue reading If He Had Been With Me and Zodiac Academy. First thoughts with If He Had Been With Me is that I'm really liking it so far. It's obviously a YA book, so it's a little bit cliche or like young for me, as I am like 22 years old and the character is like 15. But if there is one thing you need to know about me and my book taste, is that childhood friends to enemies to lovers is my god tier trope. Like that, nothing will ever compare to that, and this is childhood friends to enemies. So we're kind of teetering that line, so I'm eating that up, but like I said, I'm only 60 pages in, so I will definitely have more thoughts as I continue reading. And then Zodiac Academy, I'm still like giggling and also getting like driven over by a car every other chapter. So that's my update for right now. I'm gonna read. Today's Sunday. It's Sunday morning, and if I look like I just woke up, it's because I did. So don't mind the fact that I'm not wearing any makeup. This is me most of the time, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. Yeah, Sunday morning, I will be spending the entire day right here in my bed, reading. hours later, and I am 235 pages into If He Had Been With Me. So I have, sorry, I keep putting out of the frame, but this is how much I have left, and I'm liking it so far. I was definitely feeling like the YA vibe, so it's can feel, I don't want to say surface level because it's not surface level, there are a wide variety of emotions and thought processes that the characters are going through, and they definitely don't feel one-dimensional to me, but I think I'm just used to reading adult books, especially more recently, so it's just been a little bit of an adjustment, but I'm still enjoying it. As of right now, I'm feeling a 3 to 4 star, but I'm not positive. There are definitely lines that are really getting to me and parts that are really getting to me, and the relationship between the characters. I also have not actually told you guys what this book is about. So this follows a character named Autumn, and her and Finn, who's the male main character, have been best friends literally since birth. They were born a week apart. Their moms were best friends since childhood, which, by the way, this entire premise is a daydream universe for me. I feel like I've always wanted something like that, and so I'm really eating up the premise of it. But then once I got to high school, things kind of changed. They grew apart. He became very popular, and she was a little bit more of a misfit and an outcast, but very comfortable in herself, which I really appreciate. She doesn't apologize for being weird, even though in most cases, or in most of throughout the book, but yeah, and so this is just them managing their high school years, balancing not being friends but are still basically family. They live right next door to each other. They look in their rooms look into each other's windows, You Belong With Me music video-esque, and they have family dinners all the time because their mothers are best friends and they live next door, and so just they're always around each other and they're always together, so that makes their relationship, it makes it interesting because they are effectively ignoring each other, but they can't at all times because of their family's connection and just their background, and we get these little flashbacks of their childhood, which has been really cute. And so the feels are definitely there. I am definitely enjoying it, and it's not taking me a long time to read. It's been a pretty quick read. I haven't felt the need to do something else to process. So that is where I'm at with If He Had Been With Me. I would love to finish it today, but I don't know if that is realistic. I mean, I definitely could if I spent the rest of the day reading, but I just don't know if I will get bored of it by then, and want to do something else. But yeah, that's my update. It has been pretty good, and I will keep. So I am almost done with If He Had Been With Me, and I just got to the end where something bad happens, and it's I knew it was coming because it's hinted at from the very first chapter of the book, but I still needed a moment. I still had to put the book down and take a second and stare at the wall, and yeah, just thought I'd update you with that. But I am I have sorry, I'm looking at the book right now. I have less than 10 pages left, so I will be done with If He Had Been With Me soon, and then that will be the first completed book for this video. Okay, it's a minute later, and I was wrong. I did not know where this book was going. Well, I knew one of the things that was gonna happen because I could tell, but then something else happened, and I'm wait, so I'm just gonna finish the last couple pages of this on camera just so we can do it together. Wait, what? That's it. What the fuck happened in the last 10 pages of this book? Okay. I was not expecting that element to, if you've read this book, you know what the end is. And I was not expecting, like, that element, which I guess I should have, like, sort of predicted given, like, how we, like, what we know about Autumn's character and, like, how her mind works and, like, what her thought process is. I just was not expecting that from this book going in, because I didn't have spoilers, because I didn't know. I have a lot of feelings, but not a lot of thoughts, if that makes sense. Like, I enjoyed this book. I think I'll give it, like, a 3.5. I'm thinking 3.5 stars. But, yeah, I don't know. And normally, the, like, topic that the, like, only the last couple pages of this book really deal with, is something that always gets me in books, just because of, like, my own personal life experience and just, like, just things. So I was not expecting that, but, oh, I feel good for getting this book off my physical TBR, because it has been on there for so goddamn long. Like, this book has maybe been in every single college dorm room that I've had, and I'm just now reading it at April of my senior year. So, book done! Hello, I am back. So, as you saw in the last clip, I finished If He Had Been With Me, and I ended up rating it 3.5 stars, which is what I think I said I was going to. And now I'm reading Zodiac. Well, I took a break, had dinner, and did some things. And now I am back. I'm in bed, and I am going to read Zodiac Academy. I've already been reading for, like, 20 minutes, and oh my god. I think it's time for me to make Darcy and Orion officially my favorite book couple of all time. Like, I think that they deserve it at this point, and that I'm just so obsessed with them. Like, I'm so obsessed with them, and I cannot even put it into words. But the man, Lance O'Brien, the man that you are, I'm obsessed with him, and I love him so much. Oh, and I love Darcy, and I love all the characters in this book, but those are the two that really just, do something to me. So, I'm gonna keep reading and probably go to bed, but if something crazy happens, which it might, because I'm in the last, like, 25% of the book, so something crazy is definitely gonna happen. I mean, something crazy is already happening, but if I have any, like, crazy reactions, I will pick you back up again, because the camera will be right next to where I'm reading. So, let's see. I'm scared. No, this isn't happening. This isn't happening. Oh god. Here, I'm just gonna read on here. Why can I never know peace? Why can I never know peace in these books? Like, my god. Every time something, like, seems to be going in the right direction, something comes and fucks it up. Also, I'm so sorry about, like, the color of this. I hope I can fix it when I'm editing, because I look like a tomato right now, and my forehead looks really shiny. I'm sorry. is that, so I read the first 3 and then started the 4th one, and then like saw something online about how you should, that's the point when you should read the prequel series Dark Fae, which is 5 books. And I don't know why I like decided to go into it. It's because I heard that you would get backstory on a character that's introduced in the 4th book, who is Gabriel. That's like not a spoiler, but like, so I went back and I read the books, and I read the first, there are 5 of them. I read the first 4, 3 maybe, and I was like almost done with the 4th, I think, something like that. Anyways, so I read them, but I didn't finish them because the characters were just pissing me off, and it's like reverse harem, which is not really my thing, like, I don't know. Anyways, so I just like, I had to DNF that book and that series on the 3rd book. I made it to the 3rd book though, and then I DNF'd it. But anyways, I think we are, and we've been seeing sprinkling of characters from that series in this one, in Zodiac, but I think we're about to see some more, and I think we're about to like actually get to see the characters and like where they ended up at the end of that series. I looked up the spoilers on Reddit, to be completely honest, to see what happened, but we're about to see them, and I'm really excited for that, actually. They're doing what now? He's planning to do what? I fucking hate this man so. Ugh. The villain in these books is so frustrating and is so evil and is, oh my god, why does he keep doing these things? So we are currently getting introduced to like new characters and new backstory and lore from this universe that we didn't know before. And I was not expecting that because I am 86% through this book. There's like an hour to 2 hours left. That's a big range. An hour and 50 minutes is what it says. And we're like we're in someone's memory, but like someone that has never been like mentioned before, and it obviously takes place like before the characters were alive, and it's just interesting to see. And because I feel like this world is so complicated, and it's really well integrated in the sense that it doesn't feel like overwhelming because it's very similar to like our world, but the magical elements and like the fantasy aspect, I feel like, is ingrained in a way that was easy to understand at the beginning, but is getting so much more in depth as we go. And so I just thought it was interesting that we're getting that right now, and I'm enjoying that, and I will keep reading probably until I fall asleep. Oh, and happy Monday. So, like I just said, today is Monday, and I have done some reading, not a ton. Let me show you what I'm working on. So I actually started Agatha Christie's Murder with Mirrors, and I have this really cool like mass market paperback that I got secondhand in California, near my grandparents' house, and I actually have a couple of these. I've read one of them, and then I have one more that I am reading sporadically whenever I feel the mood, and for some reason today the mood struck, and so I am 86 pages into this, which is about halfway, and I'm liking it so far. Agatha Christie is the queen, obviously. So other than that, I don't really have many updates. I am either going to keep reading this tonight, or I'm gonna go back to Zodiac Academy and finish up Cursed Fates. Not sure yet, but I'll let you know. Hello, today is Tuesday, and I have not read yet at all today. I just got back from work, but I wanted to update the reading that I did yesterday. So, as I think I showed you in a clip from yesterday, I started Agatha Christie's Murder with Mirrors, and I got 86 pages into that. I think I updated and showed you guys that yesterday. And then I finished Fated Throne, which is the 6th book in the Zodiac Academy series, and it did make me cry, just like all the other ones. I'm sorry I didn't record, like, my camera was across the room, and I did not have the energy to, like, get up and find my camera just so I can record myself crying, but it was so good. 5 stars, as honestly, I want to say, like, the majority of the books in that series that I've read so far have been 5 stars at this point. I think it was just, like, the first 2, maybe 3 that weren't, but all of the most recent books have been 5 stars because they've, like, made me feel any and everything. So, I just wanted to update you with that, and I will hopefully be back tonight with updates on my reading tonight. But something really exciting that is going on today is John Green is coming to my college to speak, and so I'm seeing him tonight, which is so exciting. So that's at 6:30. It's like 4:30 right now, but I'm gonna go at 5:30 to get a good seat. So that will be super exciting, and maybe I'll share a little bit about how that was when I get back, if there's anything worth sharing. Hello, I'm back. This is actually before I go to my John Green talk. But I think what I'll do tonight is I'm either going to start the next Zodiac Academy, or I believe I have the second Riftborn book already downloaded onto my Kindle, which is called Duskbound, I want to say. Let me check. Yeah, Duskbound. It's that one. Sorry, my camera is not going to focus on that. But I read the first Riftborn book in March, I believe, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it, and I just saw that Rachel, aka Raven Haired Reader on YouTube, who I love, by the way, just read the second one and left her review on Goodreads, which I saw because I follow her on Goodreads. And she said that she liked it better than the first one, so I'm really excited to read that, and I want to read it before I completely forget everything that happened in the first book. And those are the only 2 books that are out in that series yet, so I can, like, consider that a done series in my mind until the next book comes out. So I will be caught up. Yeah, I think that might be what I read next. Hello, I'm back. It is Tuesday night. I just got back from the talk with John Green, which was so good. He is so funny and, like, such a great speaker. And I just wanted to give, like, a mini book haul because I picked up 2 of his books at the end of that talk. I got The Anthropocene Reviewed, which I've heard, like, nothing but amazing things about, and I have been meaning to read, but don't own my own copy of. I've been reading, actually, like, excerpts out of my mentor teacher that I'm doing my student teaching with's copy. So now I own my own copy. And then I obviously got Everything is Tuberculosis, his newest book, which he is promoting. Just came out, like, I think about a month ago, almost exactly, and it's a signed edition. And so he talked about his process writing this book, and just, like, there was time for, like, a Q&A with the audience, and it was just so amazing and cool. But just wanted to show you my 2 mini book haul, 2 new books. I'll see you tomorrow. Hello, it is later the same night, and I am starting Riftborn. And something that this book has is, I'm starting Duskbound. Duskborn? Let me check. The first book is Riftborn. Duskbound. I was right. And it has a previously in Riftborn section at the very beginning of the second book, like a previously on in TV shows, and I wish more authors did this because then it would be easier to not read series consecutively, because I'm someone that, like, when I start a series, I try to read the entire thing, like, back to back, so that I don't forget things, because I will forget things. But, like, this book I was even a little bit nervous to start, and I think I started it one time, saw that it had this, and then put it down because I was like, oh, I won't forget because I will have the recap. But I read the first book about like a month ago, and I was scared that I like would have forgotten things. But it's gonna give me a recap. That's so slay. Petition for more authors to do this. Hello. It is the next day, so it is Wednesday today, and I did in fact read more of Duskbound, or I started Duskbound last night, and I am already obsessed with it. I read a little bit more today, only like a chapter or so when I had some downtime, but I am definitely going to read more after I shower and get all cozy and get into bed. I don't really want to explain what Duskbound is about just because it's the second in the series and I don't want to spoil anything. But the first book in the series, Riftborn, both of which are on Kindle Unlimited, by the way, which is where I'm reading them, which is amazing. And it's a trilogy, but the third book is not yet out. So Riftborn is about the main character named Fia, who grew up in an orphanage with her best friend Asta, and everyone from this orphanage is the child of a rebel, who they all have these like brands on their left hand that signify them as the children of the rebels. And she has this secret power that is extremely dangerous and has never been seen before in the land, and so she's working really hard to keep that a secret. But in an unfortunate turn of events, she ends up using her power because she can't really control it, and she is caught by the general of the the guard, and so he basically propositions her that she either needs to join his like elite unit of the guard, or she can be sentenced to death for the power that she has, because it is technically a crime. And then things evolve. She learns a lot about herself, she learns a lot about her powers, she learns more about the world she lives in, and there's like this looming threat over the world of what they call these wraiths. They are attacking the land that she lives in. She also develops a bit of a enemies to lovers relationship with the general, which was really good, a great part of the first book. And the first book ends on like a major cliffhanger, so it has been really exciting to get into the second book, and I am excited to keep reading that tonight. Aside from that, I have not done any other reading. I may pick up A Murder with Mirrors tonight, maybe, can't promise I will, but I will try to finish that, hopefully before the week is over, before this video is over, so you can hear my thoughts on that when I finish it. But aside from that, that is, I think, all I had to say, so I will check back in later. So it is Thursday, and I have not yet read anything, but I'm about to lay down to take a little nap / read, and I'm gonna start with Agatha Christie's Murder with Mirrors because I have not been reading that. I'm still on page 89, and then, but if I get tired of that and don't want to continue that, I will go back to reading Duskbound. I read that last night. I've been reading it every night before going to bed. Yeah, sorry, it looks like my lip is sweating. I just got out of the shower, hence like why I look crazy right now. But I am gonna read a little bit right now, and then I will be back hopefully later tonight to update you with how far I got, if I read it all. Hello, it is later the same day, so it's still Thursday. I just wanted to update you on my reading before the end of the night. I might read a little bit before I go to bed, but I am going to hang out with some friends, so I'm not going to be reading for a while. So in Duskbound, I am on page 153, which is 28% through the book, and then I read like a couple more pages of Murder with Mirrors before I took a nap earlier. So now I'm on page like, I want to say like 100, yeah, 105, so not a ton of progress, but a little bit. So I will update you probably tomorrow, but I will see you then.